Yo, what up? 30 minutes before raid and Webweaver making a video. Name a more iconic duo. It's Look Who It Is. So we need to go a little bit quickly here. Ithutu, Eldritch Parasite. Oh, that's gonna go hard. Oh, you're really gonna give me an Eldritch Parasite Ithutu run? Okay. I'm not really happy with that. I'm not really okay with that. I don't really fuck with that. I don't really vibe with that, to be honest with you. I actually think that's pretty bad, if you can believe it or not. And I think it was character exclusive items regular. I don't really have the time to audit that, to go back into the video logs and figure that shit out. We do get 1 bonus health though. We could get 2 if Yashiro was a good character. Listen, it's the Yashiro arc. So somebody subscribed, and I will count this because it notified me, but it's also like not the kind of, there are 2 kinds of YouTube subscriptions, and it's based on a privacy setting that you have, and I think it's turned, I don't know if it's turned on or off by default, but basically when you subscribe to somebody, it can notify them, but you're not a public subscriber. There's like a way to subscribe. It's like a shadow subscriber that doesn't show up. And that's like a privacy setting that you can change. But I did see that somebody subscribed, so you get 1 extra Yashiro episode whenever I decide to audit how many Yashiro episodes you have left. If you would like to make the Yashiro arc longer, you could subscribe and make the number go up. But anyways, what are we doing? Strength, dexterity, knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Light source and knowledge? Okay. Or knowledge maybe. And your seconds? Oh god. Right now, it's strength and dexterity. Strength, dexterity, and your seconds, which is totally doable. We can definitely look at something like that. Honestly, since the items aren't randomized, I think we can just go ahead HDF and feel pretty safe about that. There might be some little amounts of trolling that we're able to do to have some fun here. Okay, no free item. You love to see it. It's actually really bad. You hate to see it. That was you know, one of those things that we do called like a lie or like an exaggeration or whatever. Now, are we ever gonna take Outdoorsman? I saw Moriko on the second click, so you know, we're here. But are we ever gonna take Outdoorsman? I don't know. Wordless Ward, Household Hell, Botany, Eels. Ooh, Eels moment. Also, you know something that I just randomly thought of that could be kind of like a neat little change? What if... Okay, hear me out here. Okay, what if and hear me out here. Moriko just started with Outdoorsman. Like, I know that's kind of crazy, but what if, right? What if? Excuse me, watch? Hello? Oh, a Josephine Hazard stream? Never mind. You can inform me of that anytime you'd like. But normally when my watch beeps, I'm like, ah, you son of a... You piece of... what are we doing? I don't know. We're doing what we do in every World of Horror episode, which is, we lose the game. Yeah, no, we'll just get rid of that immediately. I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Now, I would like to get some more money, but how do we do that? It's very simple. It really is just quite so shrimple as that. We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go up to fucking 21% Doom, and then we're gonna go up to 25 to hopefully buy an item that's not dog shit. Now, unfortunately, nothing here is any good. So we're... Oh, hey, look, it's the exact same fucking items, just rearranged slightly. 31% Doom moment. Very funny. I've been wanting to do a Compass Yashiro run for a while. And I think... Oh, that's fantastic. The Parasite stirs. The Parasite really enjoyed that. You know, they love going to... They love going to, like, you know, arrow shows of some kind. They just love the sound of the plane flying overhead. They're a really big fan. But, yeah, no, we're just chilling. Also, the Marked Bibble can just... We're gonna discard that. We're gonna discard that at some point, for sure. But do we want the bronze crucifix equipped? I'm still thinking about it. First enemy Gigolo, by the way. And I think we'll go for it because we're guaranteed to kill him, and we're gonna lose one faith. We're gonna lose one faith, and we actually take the early game combat, which is not something that you see on Yashiro very often. And sure, we'll have the bronze crucifix up just in case, because I don't really want to guess the random combination. What is it, the Einstein puzzle meme of like, this is what ghosts will be, this is what banishing a ghost with a clap and a bow will be in 2028. Let's see what we got here. Let him cook? Let him cook. Now, 41% Doom Mystery 1, huh? It's pretty bad. It's, pretty horrible, actually. Like, disastrously terrible. I would have loved if that said money. I would have loved if that said funds. Like, the Eldritch Gods want me to sacrifice, money? Well, I have 2 of those right now, so that would have been, appropriate. Do we just let Kana die? 25 reason? I think we absolutely do. But she does negate a Thutu. Oh, yeah, no, that's actually kind of... Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta do it like that. Kana's gonna save way more than 3 reason just in net. But the thing is, that could be bad enough, right? Like, that could actually be, like, losing the 3 reason now could actually be, like, bad enough that we lose the game, which is kind of crazy. But, the Parasite appreciates it when you practice self-care. What the hell? Botany? Yeah, I think we go Botany. It's a little bit bad. It is a little bit bad. Because one of the things that we're worried about is the fact that we're just, like, stacking too much damage already. Like, having lost, like, 14 reason and 1 mystery is, like, you lose the game territory. And that's just kind of how it goes. Now, on your own, we can't get any more. And by that, I mean we're still gonna take it, because it's really good. It was a strength, dex, and knowledge, right? I vaguely remember that being the thing. It was strength, dex, knowledge in your seconds. Knowledge was a maybe. Knowledge was a maybe. We're still gonna take this, and we're just gonna simply have Kana, like, go punch a god or something on our last mystery or whatever. Because, I mean, you gotta, like... Oh, that's bad. Oh, this place is doomed, huh? Alright, fair enough. My mistake. We took 2 damage that we didn't need to take, and it would have always been threatening. The threat level always would have been high. Oh yeah, we have a we're gonna die penalty. Glued corpse, second enemy. We gotta fight him. Because guess what? We gotta fight him. Hold on, if he's weak to blunt, we'll do it. But I don't think... I don't... Glue, very noticeable for not being able to stand up against blunt force trauma. I'm assuming, like most enemies, he's gonna be weak to fire. Like most of the new enemies, he's weak to fire. Oh, look at that, he's weak to fire. Isn't that freaking crazy? We could start a fire with a heavy-duty flashlight, I think. You gotta run. I'm sorry, you gotta run. It's true. You gotta get the fuck out of here. Yeah, sure, just send it. I think this is gonna be, if you can believe it, I think this is gonna be an L. I do. I think we've taken too much damage on our first couple of mysteries. And, you know, the Parasite really likes it when you go hiking in the woods and you're prepared, so you don't have any, like, external issues that would, you know, make you have an unpleasant time in the woods. The Parasite really appreciates it when you plan out your trip appropriately, so, you know, oh, hey, look, it's an enemy that I don't want to fucking fight. Do I really want to just do this and then, like, see where the dice rolls? Okay, let's do it. No, that's bad. That's bad. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Okay, go gadget, throw that. That's a bad, yeah, not good. Hey, Kana, did you want to go punch a god right now? Okay, Kana helped out a lot. Like, actually a lot. Now we missed this attack and then we're gonna cry ourselves to sleep. We needed to leave this mystery on the first investigation, and unfortunately, I mean, I can't take the Doom. We're 57% Doom fucking, mystery too. I can't opt into 5% more. You gotta take the dice roll at some point. Multiply wound, huh? Okay, yeah, sure. I don't think I need you to multiply my wounds, brother. Oh my god. You know, I sometimes, you just, like, if a character has a bad early game, like, Yashiro has dog shit stats at the beginning of the game, he has a bad early game, he needs to survive to the late game to be good, and so when you're playing Eldritch Parasite, you know what that means? It just means that he's owned. He's dead, he's owned, he can't do anything. I genuinely think it's just like small candle run, small candle run, small candle run. I think that's the life that you've got to live as this guy. It's not a good life, but like, it's better than this. Like, because we already know he lost, right? Like, there's nothing that I can do at this point to win the game. So we're just marching to our own fucking death, and look at this, that's terrifying. But yeah, there's nothing, There's nothing. What if it was the luckiest combat of our life, huh? That's actually kind of nuts. But, like, I've already lost the game. Like, there's nothing I can do. You cannot win 3 mysteries in a row with 11 sanity, and every fight in the game is going to hurt you. Like, you can't do that. It's not doable. That's not something that you can just pull out of a hat. Like, no matter how, like, mediocre your fucking stats are now, it doesn't matter. You know, there's literally nothing that I can do here to win. Like, I believe the possibility of winning is just so, like, astronomically not happening, if that makes sense. That it's like, we're just marching to our death. So here, let me tell you an anecdote of some kind, all right? Let's do, like, a story time to make this video worth it, because I don't have time to record another one, and I don't really want to stream tonight, okay? So, let's see. I'm having to troll through the depths here because I don't like to overshare. But if it's funny, I like to get into it. And I think I told this in a Pseudo Regalia video, but the fries incident where, well, I'm not gonna spoil it in case that Pseudo Regalia episode isn't out yet, but that was a banger, you know? That was absolutely a banger. That was a good one. Oh, let's get a great healing item and then cry ourselves to sleep. You know, if the parasite wanted me to live, if the parasite was concerned with my own physical safety, it wouldn't, it would let me get some of the juice, you know, just some of the time. I don't need all the juice, but it would have been nice. But yeah, no, like, the only way that we could have won this run is if we got out of all of these mysteries, like, that have grids on, like, the first investigation, right? So it's like, we just didn't have to care about any of that. Like, the run, if you look at the run now, it looks promising, right? Like, you see this and you're like, oh yeah, that kind of goes hard. Feel free to screenshot. But the problem is that the parasite stirs, and the Doom is kind of fucking crazy, bro. The Doom goes nuts. Yeah, no, it's over. But, okay. Yeah, no, it's kind of... I haven't really had anything exciting or fun to talk about happen recently, except for the thing that's kind of making me giddy and keeping me up at night because it's really exciting, but I can't really talk about that. That's an anecdote for, like, next year. Oh, hell, huh? That's so cool. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it like this. You'll love to see it. The tech. That actually does go hard. But yeah, no, I guess I've just been pretty excited about Pseudo Regalia. I think it's pretty neat. I'm a big fan of whatchamacallit. Of finally getting a video. I am gonna have to go into a backlog for a little bit. And we're gonna have to do a pretty big backlog for January. because I'm gonna probably be busy in January. I don't know yet. I don't know. It's more of the thing I've been like alluding to very briefly, but basically we're gonna go into like a 2-week backlog probably at the end of this month, and then we're gonna probably go into like a month-long backlog in January, and the game will be out by then unless it gets delayed, because like the release date is October 19th, right? It's October 19th. I gotta verify that. But yeah, no, the rest of my night is just savage raiding with the free company static. And I mean, the thing about the free company static, okay, is we're staggered in our clears for our members, right? Because we have the sort of like, how do I put it? I categorize the people in the FC static into 3.5 categories, okay? I would categorize some of them into the Savage Andy category of like people who love running Savage and will just do it. And that means that they're running it and learning it more so than everybody else because they just enjoy it. It's something that they just have fun doing. So they're learning at a much faster rate than everybody else because they're actively putting a lot of time and effort into it. So that's one group of people. I'd say about 2 or 3 people fit into this, and I'm not ranking myself here because that would be narcissism. And then there's sort of like the FC static enjoyers. So it's like people who are showing up to raid for the free company, but they wouldn't show up to raid necessarily for like some random ass static. You know, they're savage enjoyers for the free company, but I wouldn't really see them like hardcore progging. And I'd say about, let's say 2 people into the last category, say 3 people into this category. So we've got like 5 people locked in. That's 2 more, okay? It's 2 more people. And then for the last 2 people, you've got someone who's completely new to Savage, so I can't rank them yet. So that's the group that I don't sort of have. And then we have the person who wants to prog for, I don't really know. They're a mystery and enigma wrapped in a riddle, okay? I have no idea. My weird collection will clutch the game. That's true. And so yeah, no, I don't know. I think that's as far as the FC static goes, man, this really is just a march to death, isn't it? Look at that, the parasite stirs. Good for the parasite. Good for the parasite. I hope the parasite's are doing a lot of stirring, being burned and charred into fucking dirt. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, sorry. Content engine, banter engine's a little bit dead right now. I think that we... And for those groups, right, those individual groups of people, we have some people who are progressing way faster than others, some people who are progressing steadily, and some people who are progressing a little bit more behind. And the thing about that is that, like, and this is a very rude thing to say, but if you've ever raided in an MMO for any length of time, you know this is an accurate statement. The raid group is only as good as its worst member. So the worst member is the difficulty level of content that you can do, right? Like, and that sounds really bad, but it's just how the game's designed. It's just how it is. And I think that if you are raiding with that in mind and you aren't toxic about it and you accept the fact that like that sometimes somebody in your group is gonna hold you back, and then sometimes you are gonna be the person in the group who is holding people back, I think that when you realize that, and if you kind of recognize that it's just sort of like how it goes, I think you can raid in a pretty healthy way, like mentally, but I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about the FC static. I think it's got legs. I think it can clear the tier easily. I accidentally said it in a very sarcastic way, and I had to clarify, but if you're good enough to clear the first fight of the tier P9S, you're good enough to clear the entire tier. 10 is a hell of a fight. Like, 10 is fucking hard. 11's easy as fuck. 11's fucking easy. And, 12, I've heard Phase 1 is easy, and I don't know anybody who's on Phase 2 yet, so I haven't heard anything about Phase 2. And I don't want to hear anything about Phase 2, because I always like going in Phase 2 blind. But yeah, no, 11's easy as fuck. 9 is, 9's okay. It's, like, pretty, like... I would say 9 is a decent Savage fight in the generic way that you would say that, right? Because it's, like, you would have, like, for Savage fights, I would say that 9 is like a dictionary definition of example of what to expect, right? You've got some mechanics that are kind of brain dead that you do a lot, but under, like, stressful circumstances, you might fuck them up. Then you've got, like, a couple of the big boy mechanics that's like, alright, pull your trousers up, sit up straight, pay attention, and it's got pretty good pacing throughout the entire fight. I don't really have any major complaints. And then 10 is, like, fucking really hard. Like, that shit, like, Harrowing Hell reminded me of fucking Garuda in Uwu. Like, goddamn. That shit was crazy as a healer. And it's got, like, a lot of shit it's got a lot of mental shit that you need to remember. 10 is fucking crazy. 10 is hard. And then 11 is just... 11 is weird. 11's like a fucking EX. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, 11, PS11 or P11S is fucking easy. Like, I don't mean to be, like... And here's the thing, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think you can have an easy Savage fight. It's just, like... Honestly, this might be... Like, I haven't cleared 11 yet. So this might be controversial, and feel free to beat my ass in the quote retweets. I think, like, 11 is, like, the second or third easiest fight in the whole Pandemonium raids. Like, I genuinely think that. I think that Eric... Listen, Eric on launch, with, like, the fucking crafted raid gear, learning it for the first time, you got your fucking dartboards, you got your you got your dartboards, and then you got your fucking temperance, and which, you know, people were... Maybe that was just because, like, people were still trying to figure out what temperance strat they were using, so it changed, like, every fucking raid, but... I don't know, like, I think that Eric is probably the easiest one, and then maybe Hippo, and then definitely 11S. Like, I think 11S is, like, the third or second easiest fight in the tier. Hippo might be harder. Like, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think Eric is a really, really good Savage fight to learn Savage in. And then I think, P9S is a really good Savage fight to learn Savage in, because it sets your expectations appropriately. And then you just have, like, 10, which is, like, you know, that's, scary as shit I've ever seen. And then you have 11, which is just an EX level fight. Like, it's genuinely fun. But it's also really easy comparative to everything else. And then I haven't done 12 yet. But, like, just looking at it, like, I have seen 11. I have seen up to the Rotate Dark Sphere thing with the spreads. Like, again, we did Dark and Light on our first try once we actually knew what to do, right? Like, we were just messing around as, like, fake... Well, not fake, but, like, we were messing around with, like, blind prog, where we were trying to come up with our own strats, and we couldn't get past Dark and Light. The moment we all watched the video, we cleared it on our first try. Like, we weren't even doing the movement correctly, like, when we... Well, some of us... It's complicated. We came up with, like, a weird Dark and Light strat that was bad. Or maybe it was okay, I don't know. Maybe it was inconsistent based on, like, it would only work in one configuration. I don't know. But, we weren't doing Dark and Light properly with our blind prog. And then we looked at the video. We looked at the Junebug video. And then we did it perfectly on our first try. Well, that's not true. A single person died, and then their partner died at the end. But, like, we completed the mechanic, and the raid continued on to the next mechanic where we proceeded to wipe. And so it's like, I don't know. I think that 11S is really easy. And I think that, I think that's fine. I think you're allowed to have an easy Savage fight. Especially also, because, like, can you imagine doing fucking re-clears, and you need to re-clear the third fight in the tier because you need the gear, but you want to prog the fourth fight in the tier, and the third fight fucking sucks? because that's what it was like before. How many fucking raid nights were we stuck on fucking Phoenix? How many raid nights were we stuck on the stupid fucking tree? P7S? I hated P7S. P7S is the worst fight. P7S is fucking garbage. So the 11th fight, the third fight of the tier, being easy, and like an EX tier difficulty, and it's actually like really fun, and it's got some neat movement, yeah, sure, I'll take that any day of the fucking week. So stay safe out there, have a good one, bye.